It's day 11 of our 3-week trip around Vietnam, and honestly, I'm surprised we even survived the journey to Hue. We started the day around 5 AM ready for the 2.5-hour journey from Da Nang. We decided to do it as a day trip, and we were actually really excited, mainly because it meant driving over the Hai Van Pass. The views here are unreal, and Harrison was loving life, tackling all the hairpin turns. Meanwhile, the front of my helmet was hanging on for dear life, a bit like me on the back of the bike. That peaceful scenic drive didn't last long though, and we had to make a quick petrol stop before things took a turn. And then came the motorway. If you think this part of the drive looks bad, just wait until you see the journey home later. It was rough. That said, some of the views along the way were absolutely stunning, so it kind of made up for it. A few hours later, we finally made it to Hue, and let's just say, when we got off the bike, we could not feel our legs or our asses. Harrison was absolutely covered in dirt, so if you ever do this journey, make sure to wear a mask. He tried to wash it off in a public toilet, and then we headed straight to our first stop of the day, the Imperial City. That's when Harrison informed me that I too was covered in dirt. We felt absolutely disgusting and we were both dying for a shower. We spent about 3 hours walking around the Imperial City, and it definitely has some of the most beautiful architecture we've seen in Vietnam so far. It's pretty big in here and there's loads to explore. Harrison spotted this cute little caterpillar, and I took a moment to show you all my MJ impersonation skills. Pretty good. After about 3 hours, we moved on and made quick pit stops at the Tien Muk Pagoda and the Mausoleum of Emperor Tu Duc. And then the adventure really kicked in. We tried to find the abandoned water park, but the maps took us and 2 other tourists to a completely wrong place. A family then came out of their house and told us they knew a shortcut, so naturally, we followed them. For about 20 minutes, we walked through the woods with absolutely no idea where we were going. I'll be honest, I was slightly concerned for a moment, but they ended up sneaking us through the back. And wow, the abandoned dragon was so cool. Creepy, dark, and insanely detailed. You could walk through the inside and move through its ribcage, and you can even climb up and look out of the dragon's mouth. After that, we headed back to the bike, and this is where I realised I was not prepared for this adventure in Birkenstocks. I ended up standing in mud, which suspiciously looked like something else. Luckily, there was a stream nearby so I could wash my foot. Next stops were the Mausoleum of Emperor Khai Dinh and finally the Tomb of Minh Mang. Then we ended up calling it a day. We started the drive home around 3:30 because there was absolutely no way we were doing it in the dark. And the drive back? Terrifying. At points we were basically driving blind because of the dust. I promise the videos don't even come close to showing how bad the visibility was. Lorries were switching lanes without warning, cows were just in the road, it was honestly just chaos. But then we hit the Hai Van Pass again, just in time for the most insane sunset, which was completely worth it. We arrived back at the hotel looking like we just cheated death, showered immediately and absolutely collapsed. On day 12 we woke up not feeling great, probably from inhaling half of Vietnam's dirt, and we were completely exhausted, so we just took it as a very chill recovery day. So save this post, hit follow and come along for day 13 because next we're heading